Women represent more than 60% of the registered voters in Ivory Coast's largest city, Abidjan, and are increasingly a force to be reckoned with in the country's politics. It's a trend that hasn't been lost on the country's presidential hopefuls, including the two remaining candidates, President Laurent Gbagbo and former Prime Minister Alassane Ouattara, who will face off in a second round on November 28th. Just 4 days before the first round of polling, women supporters of President Gbagbo hit the streets of Abidjan, led by the group's president, Geneviève Brogrebe.
Nous allons mobiliser. Nous avons fait des meetings.
We've been all over the country. We've met with everyone to sell our product, our candidate. We're showing women how to vote in Ivory Coast. 70% of women are illiterate. It is difficult for them to vote, so we're going door to door to show them how.
Côte d'Ivoire compte 70% de femmes analphabètes. Ce n'est pas évident pour elles de voter. Donc nous faisons du porte-à-porte pour leur apprendre à voter. Ça, c'est ce que nous sommes en train de faire.
Reading and writing are not the only barriers for female voters. Marie-Paule Kojo runs an Ivorian nonprofit, the Women's Committee for Elections and Reconstruction, which was instrumental in helping women register to vote nationwide.
Depuis l'enfance, on t'éduque. Toi, tu es une femme, tu n'as pas droit au chapitre.
Women have been told that it is their father or husband who will tell them who to vote for. We have been working so women understand that voting is a personal choice and that they should choose a candidate not based on family, gender, or ethnicity, but on his or her program. Some women, especially outside Abidjan, do not have the money to vote or to spend time picking up identity and voter cards. It is an obstacle. In certain areas affected by the war, some women are scared to vote. Men have threatened them if they do not vote for a certain candidate.
C'est un obstacle. C'est un obstacle. Et puis, dans certaines zones où la guerre a sévi, la peur. La peur d'aller voter, la peur, il y a des zones où on leur dit, c'est celui-là que vous votez, sinon vous allez voir. Elles ont peur.
Since before the first round of polling on October 31st, the committee's educators have toured Abidjan's markets, like this one in the low-income neighborhood of Ouassaka, to show women how to cast their ballots. It's a nonpartisan effort aimed at making sure women's votes are not thrown out for technical reasons. For example, educators are teaching female street vendors how to properly fold the ballot after marking their candidate, so the ink will not smudge into multiple boxes, rendering the vote invalid. But educators say the effort, which is going on nationwide, is also about giving women confidence, a first step to one day getting more women in local and legislative offices that they say are still dominated by men. Natogoman Kubayi, the leader of Ouassaka's Market Women, says life has gotten more difficult, especially for the poor, and it's time for women's voices to be heard.
They showed me how to vote, and I am happy. I did not plan to vote, but now I'm working with them to encourage other women.
The presidential election is meant to end nearly a decade of political crisis after a 2002-2003 civil war.
The political situation for women is changing, largely because of the crisis Ivory Coast has experienced, during which women suffered enormously. They lost their husband, their children. They have been raped and attacked. Now women are saying, enough. It is time to be brave and get out in front.
Ivory Coast's first female presidential candidate, Jacqueline Oblay, placed 8th out of 14 candidates in the first round of voting October 31st. No matter who wins the November 28th runoff, political activists say women are set to play a strong political role in the rebuilding of Ivory Coast. Anne Look for VOA News, Abidjan.